Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a quick little guide tutorial kind of thing on simple DS emulation with melonDS. Now before we start, you might want to go to the description and download everything that's in the folder that I've linked down below. I'm going to have the melonDS in the folder, and in that folder I'm also going to have DS BIOS in a zip file and DSi BIOS in a zip file, depending on what you want. If you want DSi, you get DSi. If you want DS, you get DS. So I'm not really an expert on this type of stuff yet. I'm still playing around with it and all of that. But for now, I'm just going to do a quick tutorial on how to do it, I guess. So once you've downloaded the folder that is, or the things in the folder that's in the description below, you're going to firstly just open up melonDS. Simple as that right now. Now, not yet, you're going to go to File, Boot Firmware, because we haven't got firmware. So what you're going to do, go to Config, Emulator Setting. Now, here's what you want to do. Console type, DS or DSi. Depends on what you want, but for now, I'm going to go with DS and skip to the timestamp below if you want to see DSi. So it says DS ARM7 BIOS. Now, click on Browse and go to the DS folder, DS BIOS folder. You'll see BIOS 7. That means DS ARM7 BIOS. Now ARM9 BIOS, DS BIOS again, BIOS 9, and DS firmware, DS BIOS, and firmware.bin. So, simple as that. You've already got those three in there. Now, you can go to File, Boot Firmware, turn your sound on if you want. You've already got an emulator set up. As you can see, what I'm on right now, I'm on just the standard DS home screen. Now, the link in the description, the one from there, is just going to be one I downloaded from a website. So I'll just have the username Nitro or whatever. Now, if you want to change it, you click on that icon at the bottom of the screen. You can just go into User, select your favorite color. Sure, that one. I don't know. I think the other one's probably better. I don't know. It's not a big deal. Then you enter your birthday. Coming up soon. Birthday settings saved. There we go. It's the 8th right now. Nickname. You can change this if you're going to try to do online games, which I'll come to that soon. I don't know if it works properly because I haven't been able to get success, but I can get a connection. But I've heard that it works on this, so you'll go confirm username. Yep, lovely. And what's that? I miss PictoChat. It says. I've used this firmware and BIOS so many times I can just remember this now. Oh, so just click confirm again on here and go back. Quit. For the DS, it'll shut down the system. As you can see, it says shut down. So then you just go File or Boot Firmware again. Now also, if you wanted to, you can change the input and the hotkeys and all of that for now. As you can see, you have to choose everything. It's on here right now, but I'm not going to do that for the times being. I'll just use the mouse for now. So you can see here, this is the typical DS screen. Not too much about that. Now, if you want to get like kind of the full DS experience, you can go into that thing, that icon. Well, not necessarily full DS experience. I don't know. I never had a DS. I've only had a 3DS. You go to that one, I think. Yeah. Maybe. Is it that? Yep, startup. And then you go on to, and then you select it to manual mode. So the main menu will appear when you pretty much insert a game into it. So I've got two games in here, Mario Kart DS and Pokemon Diamond. For now, we'll put in Pokemon Diamond. You just drag and drop it into the emulator. I'm quite sure there's, oh, what's it doing? Stop. You might have to go to config in that thing. Because there's heaps of settings in here that you can easily change around and find the one that you wanted to use, I guess, maybe. As you can see, I'm still kind of learning new things here. So, what if we drag it in now? No. Now, in here, you can see there's heaps of settings. There's import save files, so if you have a game such as McDonald's ECDP and you've got to import a save file, you can click on that and import an SAV file, that type of stuff into your DS thing. And there's not too much more about this emulator. as opposed to the DS bit, except there's still heaps of things that you can do in this. It's, oh, here you go, boot game directly. I was just blind 5 minutes ago. So click on OK. Reset, it just means it's restarted the emulator if you don't know. So we'll drag in Pokemon now. See how this goes. There you go, Pokemon Diamond Nintendo. Also, if you go into System, ROM info, it'll show you everything that would show on the Nintendo DS screen. And it's got all the title names. And you can just click it to launch it. Here we go. There's my Pokemon game. Now, another feature now, because there's heaps. I'll drag in Mario Kart DS, because I know that has easy online features or whatever. So Mario Kart DS, we'll click on that. Now if we go into config and Wi-Fi settings, if your Wi-Fi doesn't work, you can change some of these settings until it works, but for now it's working for me pretty much. How about we turn that down a little? There we go. Now sometimes it'll put more files such as this config file and this SAV file. It just happens sometimes. So I'll go into options here. Is your nickname? Yep. Yep. No. Here we go. So we'll go to options. Settings. Not settings. That's emblem. So you go, I think you got, yeah, Nintendo WFC, which is Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. WFC setting. And now you're in the screen. It might be familiar to you, maybe not. It's familiar to me heaps. So what you want to do, you'll just erase the two settings that are in there because they're not the emulator's Wi-Fi. So connection, search for an access point. Make the noise. There you go, Melon AP. Now if I go into my Wi-Fi settings, you can't see a Melon AP, so it's just going to make it, the emulator is just going to make its own virtual Wi-Fi, but that Wi-Fi will be linked to the Wi-Fi that you're connected to on your laptop or the Ethernet or whatever in this case. There you go, connection successful. Now if we go in here, you might already know, Nintendo WFC doesn't work anymore, they shut it down quite a while ago. So you might have to use a custom server, 164.132.4.106. I believe that's it. I think that's Wii MMFI or something. Now you'll just save your connection, that test connection. Connection successful. And then you can just go save setting. It'll be saved, it'll say on here. You can go back, and you're here. Now, it'll just do this, yeah, an introduction into Nintendo WFC kind of thing, and and saving, and linking, and just all sorts of stuff about it. Now for me, probably not for people with really good computers, but mine lags a little bit when it's trying to connect to the Wi-Fi, when it's on the Nintendo WFC network thing. Mine glitches quite a little bit, so I'm not doing it right now. Unable to connect. Yeah, that's what I thought. How about if I go into command prompt? Yeah, it's probably just an issue with the emulator setup right now because the server's still getting pings and all that. Yeah, you can just see on here. Now it's going to be maybe the time that some of you have all been waiting for. DSi emulation. Now DSi is a DS but with an I at the end, and it's like a 1DS. I don't know. So if you want to do a DSi, you go to config, emu settings, DSi mode. Now ARM9 BIOS, DSi BIOS this time, BIOS DSi 9, BIOS DSi 7, not that, crap, I keep going the wrong one, DSi BIOS and firmware, and this time you need the NAND, so DSi and, nope, not that, NAND.bin. And now if you have an SD card for your DS, I don't have it right now. I don't know how this works, but apparently you can do it, so that's cool. Now what you do, you go to General, console type, DSi experimental. Now remember, it's experimental, which that means it's experimental. So now go to boot firmware, and we should have our own. Yep, there we go. As a DSi. Touch screen to continue. Here we go. Now I've got a DSi. Because if I go on the system settings, lovely. We can go, yeah, DSi, it lags quite a fair amount more for me. Internet. Connection settings. Pretty much doing the same thing as we've done before. Here we go, melonAP, the one we wanted to connect to. Connection test, sure. Now if it says that it's connected and all of that, it's all good to go for your network access. But I've also figured out that you don't need Nintendo WFC to do really internet access, because if I let it test its connection. Connection successful, I didn't get it. Yeah, setup complete, you can see here, so we'll go change settings. Yeah, I've got the SSID, security, IP. Now we'll change the DNS here. 164. What if I make it bigger? Don't know how big you can make it. 164 13244 106. Oh no, it doesn't do the same thing as the DS. 106. I don't know why, but my internet doesn't work when I'm trying to use a Nintendo WFC thing on the DS thingy. Like the DS, Mario Kart DS on a 3DS, it doesn't connect to the Wi-Fi. Don't know if that's an everyone problem or just a me problem. But, yeah. Connection test successful. So now what we'll do, we'll put in Mario Kart DS into the emulator. Windows 11 is getting weird. Don't know why. But I guess that's what you get for installing it on a laptop that doesn't support it. Here we go, Mario Kart DS. We'll slide over. There you go, start. Here we go. Doesn't even look like it's working. I think it's frozen or something. Yeah, DSi experimental, that's what you get for experimental. Now there's something, a feature. You can unlimit the frame rate and you can get a few frames. Now it works best for me when I choose DS mode. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. 220 FPS. Pretty nice. You can see the FPS count, right? There. I'm getting a few FPS. And this considerably speeds up this game, this emulator. Like, heaps. The audio gets out of hand sometimes. You can change those settings. I don't know if the GBA port actually connects on here. I have no clue, to be honest, so I have no info. Because, I said before, I'm still kind of just a beginner, and that stuff. I've probably got a ROM in here somewhere, in my downloads. I've got heaps of stuff in here. Is that? No, it's Nintendo DS. Oh no, I can't get ROMs, it's only NDS, DSi, and SRL files. Never heard of an SRL, but now you have. So, yeah. Oh god, this is incredibly fast. On this old laptop, 9-year-old laptop. 2012. So, yeah. That's my tutorial on melonDS. When you get to know it, it can be really useful, helpful. You can, like, do lots of things in it. Probably not more than a real DS, but maybe if you do the right thing, if you do a specific thing with it or something. So yeah, thanks for watching my video. Like it if it helped you or anything. And if you watched all the way through, comment that because I'm curious. I don't think anyone watches my videos all the way through. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.